Once, a young boy went to a bustling village fair with his parents. The air was alive with the sound of cheerful voices, the beat of drums, and the clinking of trinkets being sold at the colourful stalls. The boy's heart raced with excitement as he gazed around, taking in the bright sights and captivating smells of sweets, roasted nuts, and flowers. As they strolled through the crowd, the boy's eyes sparkled at everything he saw. A sweetmeat seller was calling out, offering brightly coloured treats. "Mother, can I have some sweets?" he asked eagerly, his mouth watering. But his mother gently smiled and said, "Not now, dear. Let's keep moving." Disappointed but still thrilled by the fair, the boy turned his attention to a toy seller displaying miniature animals and spinning tops. "Father, can I have a toy?" he pleaded. But his father chuckled and said, "You already have so many toys at home. Let's go see the rest of the fair." As they continued walking, the boy was enchanted by a balloon vendor holding a bunch of balloons swaying in the breeze. The vivid reds, blues, and greens seemed to call out to him. "Can I have a balloon?" he asked, tugging at his father's hand. "You're too old for balloons," his father said, shaking his head. The boy pouted, but quickly became distracted by a flower seller weaving garlands. The sweet fragrance made him pause again. "Mother, look at these flowers!" he exclaimed. "They're beautiful," she said, but they didn't stop. The boy followed his parents reluctantly, occasionally looking back at the things he longed for. Finally, they reached the main attraction of the fair, a roundabout spinning with painted horses, its cheerful music echoing through the air. The boy stopped in his tracks, completely mesmerized. His parents walked ahead, thinking he was right behind them. Without realizing it, the boy let go of his father's hand and ran toward the roundabout, drawn to its magic. But when he turned around to call his parents to watch, he froze. They were gone. His heart sank, and fear gripped him. The sea of faces around him was unfamiliar, and the joyous chatter of the fair now sounded overwhelming. He called out, "Mother! Father!" But his small voice was swallowed by the noise. Panic set in as he spun around, searching desperately for the familiar faces of his parents. Tears welled up in his eyes, and he began to cry loudly. He ran back the way he thought they had gone, dodging people in the crowd, but they were nowhere to be seen. He passed the sweetmeat seller again, who noticed his tears. "What's wrong, child?" the man asked kindly. "Do you want sweets?" But the boy shook his head vigorously, sobbing, "No, I want my mother and father." He ran further, his small feet stumbling over stones, his cries getting louder. The balloon vendor saw him and tried to cheer him up by offering a bright red balloon. "Take one," he said, smiling. But the boy refused, crying, "No, I don't want a balloon. I want my parents." He continued running, his little heart pounding with fear. He passed the flower seller, the toy stall, and the roundabout, but everything that had once fascinated him now seemed meaningless. He only wanted the comfort of his mother's arms and the safety of his father's hand. Exhausted, he reached the edge of the fair where the noise was quieter, but his parents were still nowhere to be found. He collapsed to the ground, his tiny body trembling with sobs. The boy began to fear he would never see them again. Just then, through his tear-filled eyes, he saw two familiar figures pushing their way through the crowd, frantically calling his name. "Mother! Father!" He screamed, his voice cracking. His parents ran toward him, their faces pale with worry. His mother dropped to her knees and pulled him into a tight embrace, her eyes filled with tears. "Oh, my child!" "Where did you go?" she cried, her voice trembling. "We were so scared." His father knelt beside them, his hands gripping the boy's shoulders as if he would never let go again. "Why did you leave our side?" he asked, his voice firm but full of relief. "I saw the roundabout, and I didn't realize," the boy stammered, sobbing into his mother's arms. "I couldn't find you! I was so scared!" His mother kissed his forehead, and his father picked him up, holding him close. "We're here now," they said softly. "We'll never let you go again." The boy clung tightly to his father's neck, his tears finally stopping. The fear that had consumed him was replaced by an overwhelming sense of safety and love. As the family walked back through the fair, the boy no longer cared about the sweets, toys, or balloons. The only thing that mattered was that he was with his parents again. The story reminds us that no matter how beautiful the world around us may seem, Nothing can replace the warmth, love, and security of being with those we hold dearest.